Have you ever opened the fridge after a long day and thought, dang, what am I going to cook today? Hi, I'm Arjun, DevRel at Pinecone, and I'm going to show you how to build a cooking assistant using Pinecone Nexus. Pinecone Nexus will automatically organize my recipes in order to make it easier for me to figure out what to make. Let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is show off a little tour of this application I built. So I wanted to build an application that would take a bunch of recipes, any recipes that I've written or recipes from the web, and organize that information so that it's easy for me to do three different things with that data set of recipes. And for anybody that's built this type of search engine recommendation system before, one of the most annoying things to do is to actually parse all of this information into the things that are useful for the query types you're supporting. So I'm going to show you how Pinecone Nexus allows you to do that basically automatically just by driving the kinds of intents and data that you want to create. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to index new recipes. So I have a URL here of a recipe I really like. I love making ice cream, especially ice cream that's vegan because I can't have any dairy. I'm going to hit fetch URL, and what this is going to do is going to shoot off a Claude agent to scrape this URL, bring it into my Pinecone Nexus index, and process it. And while that's happening, I'm going to show you inside Pinecone Nexus what I've kind of set up in order to make this work well. The types of queries that we're going to kind of support are recommendations for things that you want to eat. So you can put in a natural language statement here with some qualifiers, and Pinecone Nexus underneath will try to recommend recipes inside your pre-curated dataset that will satisfy that craving. There's also another way of going about this where you can throw in a bunch of ingredients that you do have and ask for what you can possibly make. So this really helps if you have a fridge full of stuff, but you have no idea what you want to make and you already have a pre-populated data set of recipes that you know are pretty reliable. So this will help you kind of build that incrementally. And finally, we can kind of combine those two things and specify a meal planning completely. So we can say, hey, this is what we have currently. Here are some restrictions. Here's how many servings we kind of need to do. And what we actually need is to figure out how I can make this last the entire week. We're able to support all three of these query types just by using Pinecone Nexus, and I'll show you as we're rebuilding our index what we're doing there. Great, so here we are inside the console for Nexus. There are a bunch of tabs up here that we're going to be walking through. This is just the querying screen. We can ask a bunch of different questions and view our recent sessions here. Let's go to sources. So we can see that our upserted vegan cookies and cream recipe was thrown into here, and we can look at what was actually pulled in from the scraper, which is awesome. Let's hop into design. Design is going to hold where our manifests are. Manifests are descriptions of the knowledge base that is created given the data set that you're passing in. And I was able to work with Nexus in order to create a manifest that serves all the different query types that I want to use. So you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different artifacts that are created from our manifest. We have one that'll cover summaries, one that covers recipe profiles, ingredient lists, mood profiles, techniques, meal planning lists, ingredient index, and house notes. These are different ways of processing and reorganizing our data set of recipes so that we can enable all these different types of queries. In addition to that, we have these types of edges which kind of relate some of these data sources together. So we can link recipe summaries to an ingredient list, or we can link the recipe profile to the flavor mood profile, so on and so forth. If we hop over into knowledge, we can start poking at some of this information. So if we hit on ingredient index, we can see that we now have a bunch of files that have ingredients as their names, and we can see what those files are related to. So if we look at avocado, we can see that avocado maps onto sesame soba noodles and to other recipes here, which is pretty awesome. This will be a way that our agents can kind of walk over the information that we have in order to find the things that we need. And for example, if we want to specify the different types of things that we're looking for, we can also look into the tastes here, which have organized itself that way. That's pretty much it. Let's hop back to the application. So I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what, this week I'm craving something decadent and chocolatey. So let's hit that feed me button and see what we can get returned. Awesome. So we kind of did a little bit of prompt engineering to kind of fix what's going on here. And we got some recipes back, right? We got the vegan chocolate cake, we got brigadeiros, we got vegan chocolate chip cookies, and we got a fun kind of recommendation, which is mole, which kind of uses chocolate. And we can click into any of these things and we'll actually get the recipe back out. So that's pretty cool. Let's try the other method. So let's say instead of knowing what I want and having the ingredients to potentially make it, we have a bunch of ingredients and we want to figure out what we can actually make from them. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in some stuff that I know that I have. We're gonna hit add, and we're gonna just say, hey, what can I make for any diet? Now, we were able to satisfy both of these queries because we have this ingredient index and this cravings index. And that would be really hard to do with a simple semantic search because we'd have to rely on the embedding model to be able to pull out these distinct things. But instead, we've actually built separate indexes for them using Pinecone index automatically, which allows us to serve these query types without any additional engineering effort on my end. And that is the value of Pinecone Nexus. So this will take a few minutes. We'll do a quick time skip here. And that's pretty great. And what's also cool is that we've done a little bit of prompt engineering here to kind of show, hey, if we do have a recipe that we could make, but maybe we're missing a few things, how about we minimize the number of things that we kind of need in order to make that? So that's pretty awesome. All right, let's show off the last thing that I kind of want to demonstrate, which is, hey, go ahead and do a whole meal plan for me. Here's what I got in the fridge. We're going to say cabbage. We're going to say chicken thighs. And we're going to add that. We're going to add chickpeas back in. I'm going to head plan my week. And this will also take a little bit of a while, but this is the third kind of query that's possible because Pinecone Nexus can kind of do a sort of agentic search, which allows it to repeatedly query its own index and also look at what it's already done in order to self-organize the tool calls that are being made to satisfy this type of request. And that's also something you kind of get out of the box without having to engineer the loop that should result in this type of thing. Awesome. The last type of query we're going to support is this meal planning capability. So the idea is you have a few things you want to use up. You have some requirements on servings and all that sort of stuff. We just want a meal plan. So I'm going to go ahead and hit plan my week. And remember that we're able to support 3 different types of queries because Manifest had then recurated our data and reorganized it for us in order to meet these objectives. And that's super nice. Otherwise, we'd have to do this engineering work ourselves, and it might be difficult to maintain over time. Awesome. And we got our meal plan back, which is pretty great. And in addition to that, we got a little grocery list at the bottom, some prep help, and the links to all the things that were kind of looked at, which is pretty awesome. In this video, we just learned how we can automatically create curated datasets using Pinecone Nexus in order to serve diverse query types. If you want to learn more about Pinecone Nexus, check out the link below, like, and subscribe for more. Thanks.